The biggest traps within the spiritual community and how to escape them. And our first one is that one awakening means that you have fully awakened.
Mm-hmm. Before we get into that, congratulate yourself. You're on the awakening path. This is super rare. Most human beings do not realize that they are a soul having a human experience. They're so stuck in it. They're going about their daily life and missing out on the beauty of what reality actually is. So definitely take time to pat yourself on the back. This is massive.
You're waking up to something more, something beyond. You're stepping outside the status quo and the norms, and that could be exciting. It could be terrifying. It could be all of the things. So definitely know that you're not alone, but also know that you are one of a few that are actually having this experience here on planet Earth.
Mm-hmm. And so the trap is thinking that because you've had an awakening, you're awake. So if you think you're awake and you understand it all makes sense. The danger is because you think you're awake, you're going to stop continuing the evolution process. You think, I haven't figured out, I'm good, I'm just going to go about my life and things are just going to make more sense. It's all going to be figured out and I just enjoy my life from now on. I've made it, I've done it. But that's a danger because there is still a lot more evolution to do. So the best way to describe this is I like to take this apart into 3 different categories. So awakenings become convoluted. It's become something that's down the ages. Like people have been awakening, they talk about it, they have opinions about it, and there's a lot of confusion because so many people have so many different opinions on what it is. So the 3 categories: awakening, awakenings, and awakened. So this is a process. People usually have this big kaboom experience, and this experience happens, and then they continue having more awakening experience as their life progresses, or they have a bunch of little experiences and then a big kaboom, or a bunch of little experiences and there's no kaboom. They go about their life just having still in a little bit confusion, awakening, but there's no big real kaboom to really truly figure out what's going on. And awakened means you're fully awake. To be fully awakened is enlightenment. Enlightenment is experiencing yourself as everywhere, everything happening all at the same time. There's no more self and other. I no longer experience myself as a self and everything is separate from me out there. And it's a simultaneous experience. You're aware of everything. You're aware you are all of it. And it's no longer a within, without. No more thinking like, well, am I enlightened? Am I not? Am I waking up? There's no more thought. You are it. You have become it again. It's a remembrance, a realization. And this path, for most of us, it is not this just big kaboom, I've fully awakened. It's the mind, right? It's the identity that we've created in this life going from, okay, well, I was this human being having a job, having a family, having relationships, my hobbies and everything. And then all of a sudden I woke up to so much more. Now the identity is transferring from what I was to this new identity of awakened. So it's often the mind when it's awakening, it goes through different stages, different steps. It's coming to terms with this new reality. So you're having new thoughts, new existential thoughts and experiences. The mind is coming to terms with more information. And it tries to, in this, categorize, stabilize itself, get its own version of reality correct so it feels comfortable. But it's a version of reality, right? Just because this is your perspective doesn't mean it's actual reality. Reality is something else entirely. So we have our own perspective on top of reality, and that's the mind, the ego identity that's doing that.
And it's knowing that we never arrive at a destination. That is the danger with anything in life that becomes a trap, is thinking that we've reached a peak, we've reached the top, and all of a sudden we just like let everything go because we've done it, right? It's the same in relationships. You don't just get married, find the love of your life, and then just sit back and fall into it. Like, no, you continue to grow, you continue to evolve, you continue to make it better. Same thing on like a self-care journey, right? If you're like working out and eating well, you don't get to the point where you reach your goal and you look good and you feel good and then you stop. No, you have to keep it going. And it's not even like maintaining, it's continuously evolving. And so that's what this awakening path is. And the biggest trap is so many people just stop. They're like, okay, I've had this experience, and they fall into this like pit almost where there's nowhere to go. You can't go anywhere. You're just sitting in your own silo of whatever it is you think you've accomplished. And so it's getting comfortable with being uncomfortable on this path. Because what happens when you are having awakenings is your eyes are opening. That's why it's called an awakening, right? You're actually able to see things that you weren't able to see before. It doesn't mean there are things that weren't there before. It just means that you're opening your eyes to it. So the more that we unpack and unravel in this, it's like another thing that's happening is your frequency of your entire physical body and your light and aura body is raising, right? And so scientifically, we're reaching these new frequencies within ourselves. There is no cap, there is no peak to that, right? There is the ultimate of enlightenment, which is awakened, where we fully get to this point where our frequency is the highest, where we have shed everything that we need to shed. Our eyes are clearly open to everything that is here. And so the idea of this is we don't want to see people, and we also don't want to become stagnant on this journey, because there is more becoming and getting more comfortable with allowing the evolution and not just capping it and saying, okay, that's enough, I'm good, because there is so much ego in that.
And knowing that enlightenment is not a cap either. This keeps going. Like enlightenment is almost like now you're fully aware in remembrance of what you actually are, and now you're opening and cracking infinity back open. So even enlightenment is not the end. There is no end. There is no peak. So we're remembering that this is a transition from this was my identity to now this is my awakened identity. And what does that mean? So it's the mind transitioning, that the identity that you created in this lifetime. The ego, that is the ego. That is the mind. The ego is the mind. It's transitioning from identity. And in this transition, realizing that it's going to further go deeper into layers of categorization, of patterning, of stabilizing its environment, of creating an even larger now perception of what you are and what reality is. And just realizing like it is the mind doing this, right? So awareness, what you really are when you unlock enlightenment, awareness of what you really are, you are it, it is, it just is. It's not asleep, it's not awake, there's no difference. It's not like a light switch where awareness can turn on and off, right? It's always on. Awareness just is.
What happens, especially when someone has a big kaboom awakening, is it really feels like you're reaching the epitome of what it all is. And I think that's one of the things that we notice the most, especially if you have a mechanistic awakening. You feel so much in your physical body. It becomes so sensational that you all of a sudden wonder, like, what is there after this? And what so many people get stuck in is having that physical experience where you're feeling your frequency. You're having these really big ups and downs with your emotions, and you're trying to find the neutrality and the stability in that. And so many people reach outside thinking, okay, I'm awakened. I have this identity now. It's happened to me. I'm in this category. And they just stay willy nilly in that energy of the fluctuating emotions. Everything becomes unstable, especially with a big kapow, because it's from one frequency to another. And so there's a huge gap. And instead, the distraction becomes going without instead of going within. And so realizing that a kaboom or the little awakenings, that's just the beginning. That's the first step. And we're going to continue to have micro awakenings, macro awakenings. It doesn't matter where you are in the path. It continues to ebb and flow, and it isn't linear. And so the more humble that we can get, and knowing that we don't know anything at all, and no matter how much we learn along the way, we realize it's actually not about learning, it's about unlearning. That's the biggest part about it. And so the more that we can become just excited in it all, but neutral in it all, and just comfortable with the constant uncomfortability of evolving, then we're going to continue to evolve instead of just being stagnant in what we think, okay, this is different than where I was before, so let me just stay here and get comfortable here, build a little nest, and then allow myself to go 50 years not having any more internal experiences to evolve. That's not what it's about.
And it's huge. It's massive to realize that like it's the ego mind that is awakening. It's not awareness. Awareness can't be asleep. Awareness is experiencing through this ego identity you've created what it would even be like to be asleep. So realizing it is your ego mind that has experienced these awakenings, and that gives you the power back. Like there's more work to be done. There's more to awaken to, right? So we keep going, we keep learning, we keep going through our thoughts, our patterns, our behaviors, our conditioning, like to the very root. And as she likes to say, ground zero moments, go back to as a child when a lot of this identity was created, like how you viewed your environment, how you categorized it, how you categorize different types of people, different situations and circumstances, going into where that mind, that identity started, unraveling it, reverse engineering it, peeling it back, and realizing like how you're still right now as an adult following the same patterns you did when you were a child. It just, this identity solidifies itself even deeper and deeper and deeper. So all these layers really do need to be pulled up to actually see what's going on. And then can you be aware of all these thoughts, these behaviors I'm consistently doing, I've been doing, like it's realizing like, whoa, I've been doing that for so long and I'm still doing it. Like, laugh about it. Like it's funny, it's a process. There should be no seriousness about it, right? We're just realizing like all these patterns, all these loops are what created this identity we have now. And now we're shedding it. We're letting it go. We're letting it dissolve. We're not going from one identity to another. We're letting go of identity, going back to being all that is. And identity is, it's so strict. It's so I'm this and everything else is out there. Like letting that go. I am all of this. We are all one, right? We're all one awareness, experiencing what we are from different perspectives. And that's beautiful.
And the reason why this is also a trap is people are really seeking to the things that make you feel like you're awakening or make you feel like you're awakened. It doesn't matter if you meditate all day. It doesn't matter if you do mantras. It doesn't matter how much cacao you drink or ceremonies that you do. True awakening is going within. Like Tyler was saying, those ground zero moments, like we're awakening to ourselves. We're awakening ourselves up. There is no just one path or one way. Like it is unique to all of us because we all have been conditioned in our own ways. We're self-conditioned. Our parents conditioned us. Our environment conditioned us. Every single person we've ever come in contact with, everything we've consumed has conditioned us. So if we're not individually and uniquely going into those experiences, we are not awakening to jack. Like there is nothing that you're awakening to if you're seeking outside of yourself with what's going on in the world. You should be so self-aware along this journey, which hurts. Like, do not get me wrong. It hurts to go into the depths of our being to understand what we have been doing here that has been causing us pain and disharmony and all of the things. And another major trap is the guru trap. Like nobody here is a guru that can just give it to you or do it for you or like has the code cracked. Like you need to figure it out for yourself. There are people that can drip it to you. That's what we're doing. When we hang out with someone that's more evolved than us, when we learn from someone that's more evolved from us, they're dripping what they have to us. And then we need to take that and apply it to our own life. So anyone that says they could do it for you or like, I'm more awakened, come like sit next to me or whatever it is, like take what aligns for you. But the biggest thing is to follow your inner knowing in this, like follow your own guidance, follow the breadcrumbs that are there for you to receive, because that's how you're going to reach. That's how we're all going to reach being awakened, right? Like we all have a long way to go. So getting comfortable with it. And knowing that, yes, we could take a little here, take a little here, take a little here, but really tapping into our inner knowing. Is this for me? Is this something I can utilize? And is this something that I can apply to my life right here and right now to become more of what I truly am? Go for that thing. If it's something that makes you feel anxious or feel like you have to go through all these different steps to get there, it makes you feel like you have an obligation to do these things to become more awake. If it's here and not within you, it ain't it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's like, don't take yourself so seriously. Like nothing, life is not serious. The enlightened ones have been trying to tell us, like, life is not serious. Like this should be exciting. Like, oh, I'm not fully awakened. There's more to experience. There's more to awaken to. Like this should be exciting. But it's like when our identity gets caught up in it, like, oh no, I thought I was fully awakening. Shoot. Now I got to go through all this even more again. Like, oh no, it's like, it's the ego that cares about that, right? It's the identity. Because it's become, if you're so comfortable that you think you're fully awakened, like you became comfortable in that became your new identity. It's like, oh, another soft place to land. Now I understand reality. Now I understand myself. And then that rug gets ripped from underneath you again. Well, guess what? Another awakening's coming. We're not fully awakened until enlightenment. And enlightenment looks like Osho, Paramahamsa Yogananda, Jesus Christ, Sri Yukteswar. There's been under 200 beings in the entirety of human existence to unlock enlightenment. This is rare. Like, this is a big deal. Just like awakenings are a big deal, enlightenment is the biggest deal while being in the human experience. And it's huge. It's everything.
Absolutely. So in this, it's about balancing your nervous system. It's about going deep within yourself, and definitely find the guides, find the things that align for you, find the community, right? Because you don't have to do it alone. It's finding your own inner discernment in this all, and truly understanding that we're all in this together. And it is funny. Yeah, we're all at like different levels of our awareness and our consciousness and our understanding, but it's the ride like this, and it's exciting and it's fun and it's beautiful and it's messy, and you're going to want to kick yourself for doing certain things that you've been doing your whole life, but that's okay. Like, nobody here is perfect, and it's like shedding old paradigms and knowing that you never had to be perfect, you never had to be a certain way, and never had to look a certain way. Like, all of that is shattering, which is so beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not claiming anything, not claiming to be awakened, not claiming to be enlightened. Like, that's all just traps of the ego slipping from identity to identity. Like, we are learning with you. As we learn more and as we awaken more together, we help each other. We get each other out of these traps. Like, we're all friends. Like, oh, I see, like, we're just seeing, like, oh, I see my friend, like, you're in a trap, and they're like, oh no, wow, I didn't realize that. And they mirror that back to you where you're still in a trap. Like, we're all helping each other back and forth, zooming in, zooming out. Like, this is the work, self-evolving and dripping in, helping others who may be stuck in spiritual loops.
That's all we want for you. Stay out of the spiritual trap so that way you can evolve to your greatest fulfillment. And we're here for you, and stick around if you're ready for more traps within the spiritual community and exactly how to escape them.
Love you guys.
Love you.